So, let's talk about a pretty radical new idea in cybersecurity. What if our digital defenses weren't just static walls, but were more like a living, breathing system? We're going to dive into this concept called AegisNet.
Imagine this. You fire up the AegisNet interactive demo, and this is the first thing that hits you. It's not just for dramatic effect. It's a whole philosophy. It's meant to make you feel like you're part of something, well, something bigger, something almost biological. Right, so that's the big question, isn't it? The swarm. To really get what that means, first we have to take a hard look at the world it was actually designed to protect.
Because, our digital world is more powerful than it's ever been, but it's also incredibly fragile. The threats out there are evolving way, way faster than our defenses can possibly keep up.
And the threat landscape? Oh man, it's wild. We're talking about a massive 300% surge in zero-day exploits. We've got incredibly sophisticated ransomware like Killin and Lockbit, and now we're even seeing AI-powered attacks like deepfakes and malware that's actually designed to act like an insect swarm. It's a constant war on all fronts.
And this really gets to the heart of why our old way of thinking is failing. You see, we build these digital fortresses, right, with these huge walls and super strong gates. But the second a clever attacker finds one tiny crack, and they always do, the whole system is compromised. The fortress falls.
This is where AegisNet just throws that whole playbook out the window. Instead of trying to build a better, stronger fortress, what if we could grow a better guardian?
I mean, think about it for a second. When you get a cut, your body doesn't just shut down. No, it isolates the damage, it fights off any infection, and it rebuilds the skin. So what if our software could do the exact same thing? And that is the core idea behind AegisNet. It's a framework built on something called biomimicry. It literally studies how nature survives, how living things show resilience, and it translates those principles directly into code. It's a self-healing, adaptive system.
Okay, so let's get under the hood. What actually makes this system alive? Well, it really comes down to a set of core protocols that they call the biotriad.
This quote from Velma Hawthorne, one of the architects behind AegisNet, just nails it. It perfectly captures what the biotriad is all about. It's not about stopping every single attack at the gate. It's about making the system so incredibly resilient that those attacks just don't matter anymore.
Okay, this first component is just wow. It's called planarian healing. It's named after this little flatworm that can regrow its entire body from just a tiny, tiny fragment. And just like that worm, this protocol allows the system to instantly rebuild any damaged or corrupted parts from a perfect healthy state right after it gets hit.
And if you're wondering how fast this healing is, get ready for this. The average time for the system to heal itself isn't in seconds or even milliseconds. It's 0.18 milliseconds. It literally regenerates faster than an attack can spread.
Then you've got ant mesh, which is all about the network. This is inspired by how ants leave little chemical trails to find the most efficient path to food. Without any central command, ant mesh is constantly finding the best, most secure routes for data to travel, and it can instantly isolate a threat and just reroute everything around it.
And rounding out this biotriad is Hive Shield. Think about a beehive. When it's threatened, the bees don't act as individuals. They act as one massive swarm. Hive Shield does the same thing. It uses the collective power of every single node in the system to come to a consensus, which makes it unbelievably good at spotting and shutting down really complex threats like AI-driven deepfakes.
Look, all of this sounds amazing in theory, right? But the numbers don't lie. A 99.8% detection rate is incredible. But for me, the real story is the false positives. Your average legacy system is sitting around 7.5%, which means they're constantly flooding security teams with false alarms. AegisNet? It's at a tiny 0.4%. It's not just stronger, it's so much smarter.
But here's the thing. AegisNet isn't just about fighting today's battles. It was designed from the ground up to face what might be the single biggest threat on the entire horizon, quantum computing.
So let me give you a simple way to think about this. All of our digital security today, your banking, your messages, everything, it's all based on encryption that works like a fantastically complex combination lock. Now, a future quantum computer, it won't try to pick the lock. It's more like a key that can try every single possible combination at the exact same time.
And there's a name for this terrifying hypothetical moment, Q-Day. It's the day when a quantum computer becomes powerful enough to shatter our current encryption standards. And on that day, basically all of our digital secrets could become public in an instant.
So how does AegisNet prepare for Q-Day? It's built to be quantum safe right from the very start. It uses new types of encryption like post-quantum cryptography, which are based on math problems so hard that even quantum computers can't solve them easily. It even uses quantum physics itself for things like quantum key distribution, which creates communication channels that are, by the laws of physics, fundamentally unhackable.
So the system heals, it adapts, and it's quantum resistant. But we're not done. There is one more layer, and honestly, this might be the most mind-blowing part of the whole thing.
You see, there's a huge difference between healing and evolving. Healing is just a reaction to damage that's already happened. Evolution, that's about proactively changing. It's about getting stronger and smarter over time, even when you're not under attack. And this is all driven by a system they call EvoCore. You can think of it as AegisNet's brain. It's constantly doing this balancing act. On one hand, it exploits what it already knows works, making its proven defenses even better. But at the same time, it explores. It tries out totally new, sometimes even kind of weird strategies to find answers to threats that don't even exist yet. It's a system that is literally hardwired to never, ever stagnate.
Okay, so let's just pull all of this together. The core philosophy here is that real resilience isn't mechanical, it's biological. Our defenses have to be adaptive, and they have to self-heal. They absolutely must be ready for the quantum future. And maybe most important of all, the best defense isn't a static wall. It's a system that is always evolving.
And that really leaves us with one big question to chew on. In a world that is constantly changing, where the threats are always evolving, maybe we need to stop thinking like architects and start thinking a little more like gardeners. Perhaps the best way to protect our digital future isn't to build it, but to grow it.